Hi Ilsa, my name is David Milburn, and in this video I'm going to show you 3 things you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. Most likely you're sitting there asking yourself, well, why would I be doing this and what's in it for me? Well, my company's goal is to help local small businesses like yours. Oftentimes in the world of the internet, most local business owners are too busy running their business to learn how the internet can benefit them and their company. Sometimes the only hesitation they have to hiring someone is that they don't know who's an expert and who isn't. I have found by giving people an easy blueprint of actual things they can do to impact their business for free has resulted in some of those local business owners raising their hands and saying, I like you, David. Please do this for me. So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and you can see that I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan I gave you to do yourself, that works for me too. So now let me show you 3 things that will set your company above your competition and not waste any more of your time or mine. The first thing I want to go over is content. So Google doesn't just look at your site and automatically know what you do, what your company offers. It sends out robots to read all the content on your site and categorize it. And content is everything you see here, all the text, obviously, and the links and that type of thing. We want to make sure that your site has more content than your competition, and also not just what's on top of your site, but also what's behind it. Okay, so like for example, if we go here to the picture and we right click and we do a save as, and this is called like meta tags or meta descriptions, we can see that it says it's the name of your company, Your Home Roofing, which is great. But what we want to do is get more pictures on here, and we can save them as search terms that people are searching for, which will then show up as content, and they're hidden behind these images, but the Google robots still see them and categorize that when people are searching for your site. What we've seen over the years is that Google likes to see 1,000 to 1,500 words of content on your homepage. Okay, these guys over here are your competitors, right here. Okay, and they're the number one. When we look at roofing companies, Google KY, they're the number one that pops up in organic searches. So what we want to do is we want to see what they've done correctly. So I have this tool that I use called Ahrefs, and it's a paid subscription, and what that does is gives me a sneak peek behind all the competitors' websites, their traffic, their keywords, their backlinks. I'll explain more about backlinks later. And that actually shows, what their site is ranking for. So I've actually pulled your site up here, and I'm looking at your keywords, and it looks like right now there's not a whole lot of keywords on your site that are showing up in searches. In fact, it shows 0. So again, there's an opportunity, adding content with specific keywords are being searched for, that will help your searches and help you move up in that search engine, in those search engines when they search for roofing and that type of thing. So if we go look at the competition, what we can do is we can actually go look at their site and look, and here are the keywords they're being found for. You see roofing companies, Louisville KY, they're getting 210 clicks from that a month. People, they're showing up in searches from that 210 times a month. And this is the position they're in. So they're on the first page. Here they may be on the second page, but they're on the first page for a lot of these search terms. Okay, so we want to take these keywords and get them on your site more times than the competition. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the next visible section when you search something on Google. And it's called the map pack, all right, or the maps, all right here in this section. What this has business's name, address, and phone number listed. And what these 3 are called, like the big 3, right? Everybody wants to be here, and you're probably asking, well, how do I get listed there? I'll explain that, okay? This has everything to do with these things called citations. And you're probably saying, well, what the heck is a citation, right? It's pretty simple, really. It's your name, your business's name, address, and phone number out there on directories like Yahoo, Google Places, Bing, Yelp, Yellow Book, Hot Frog. All these places you probably have heard of. It's really important that we get your exact name, phone number, and address as it's listed on Google. Well, what's this do? It's important. And the reason it's important is because it sends trust signals back to Google that you're an actual legit company, not some fly-by-night or somebody that just started. By getting out on these directories and having them list your name, address, and phone number, it starts to build up your popularity and your relevance with Google. And if you get enough of them, it starts pushing you into these top 3. And they're really simple to go out and get. You probably already have some of these for your site. I know that right now you're not in these top 3 spots, and the top 3 nationwide average is 150 citations. So since you're not in those top 3, our goal would be to go out there and get not just those 150, but to get you 200, 250, and really blow your competition out of the water. That would guarantee moving you up into these top spots and really getting you a lot of traffic and a lot of clicks. So that's the second thing. And the third thing we want to talk about is how do you get to the top this organic search here, right? What do we call this? And studies, this is called search engine optimization, or SEO. And how do you get to the top of that, right? You want to be here because about 60% of the traffic, they skip the ads and they push us right down here to the search results, right? And if you're in the top spots, they go to your website. So how do you get to your website to the top of what we call this organic search? Okay, so I go back to my tool Ahrefs, and this comes down to what we call backlinks, all right? So if we look at this, you can see that right now you have 16 backlinks pointing to your site, okay? And that's giving you that amount of popularity, right? So we go look at the competition again. We look at their backlinks. We can see that they have 1.9 thousand backlinks pointing at them, and they're getting about 1.9 thousand visits a month on traffic. So, okay, so what's a backlink? Okay, well, I want you to think of a backlink as kind of like a popularity contest when you were in high school. And that's the way Google looks at it too. It's just a popularity contest. So like when you were a kid in high school and the kid comes in with the newest pair of Air Jordans, right? And they go down the hallway and they walk past the most popular group, and that group stops them right there, and they're pointing at their shoes. They're talking about how they have the coolest, the most amazing shoes, right? What that does, and that's going to raise their popularity, right? So think of every kid who pointed at those shoes as a backlink online. And so what that means is we want all these websites, all these other popular kids pointing back to your site. And if we can get these websites pointing back to you, then your site's going to become more popular. So right now the competition is more popular because they have all these backlinks pointing to them, right? So again, we don't want to, it's just like citations. We don't want to get just the same number. We want to get those and then go get more. So you're probably asking, well, how do I do that? Again, so inside this cool tool called Ahrefs, I can actually just go to the competition's backlinks, and I've actually pulled them up right here, and we can see where they're getting their backlinks from. We can go out and get those for your website, for your company. You can actually, I'll show you how it works here. Here's an actual one of the sites that links back to them. So if we are on this site, if we hit Control F and we search HKC, which is the competitor, we see it shows up 3 times. We go down here, you click on the link, it actually goes right back to HKC's website, okay? And that gives them more popularity, and it's pushing them up in those search results, all right? So once again, we went over 3 things. Content. Your front page needs to have at least 1,500 words with the right keywords, right? They can be hidden behind pictures. They can be in the content describing what the company does, and talk about those things, okay? So we want to get those 1,500 words with a lot of those keywords in the content. Citations. Most of the top 3 sites have about 150 of these. We want to go out and get 200, 250 of these citations to really beat out the competition by a landslide. And then backlinks, or link juice in industry terms. You need more relevant sites pointing at you guys to show Google you are the authority, that you're the person that needs to be found when they do these searches. And if you implement these strategies, today you can be #1 across Google. So I bet you're wondering, what now? Well, you can either go with this information I provided you today and do this on your own, and I'm totally fine with that. However, if you want the most effective route and want to save yourself the time, you can give me a call at 502-554-1482, and we can talk more about how I can help you with this. Once again, my name is David Milburn, and my number is 502-554-1482. I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.